Hello from the Dukascopy TV studio. We are talking about the importance and the relevance of insurance for top executives. Today with Mr. Patrick Starke. He is CEO of Starke & Company. Welcome to the studio, Mr. Starke.
Thanks for inviting me again.
Could you outline the management risk top executives today are confronted with?
Yeah. Generally speaking, directors and officers' liability and so-called management risks are relating to people who are leading an enterprise. So it is mainly people who have a executive function and are directors of offices of this company. The most well-known risk is the directors and officers' liability. It popped up in the media in the recent years due to some spectacular cases. But there's also other risk factors which should not be underestimated.
So, and to whom is such a directors and officers liability insurance directed to?
It is directed to managers with top-level functions because they see themselves confronted with claims which can amount into millions. And the problem is, if you regard these claims, not only the pure financial claim as such, but also the risk that they damage their personal reputation. The actual damage could also ruin a person's personal existence if it not stays with the claim as such, but the future could also turn out into a problem zone for getting a similar function or mandate, and that could also impact on a person's family, for example. So if not a real extensive and broad protection is in place, this could really turn into a nightmare for such a person.
Mm-hmm. So it has a high relevance. And so if we look to the organizations, what size of organizations also should look to such an option of having a D&O liability insurance?
Generally, companies of all sizes are confronted with such claims, and also, of course also their managers. But only the big cases turn up in the media, simply because sizes matters, of course. The interest of media is bigger in these cases. I just want to remind on cases which we had in Switzerland, like Swissair, UBS, Alstom, or the ERP Group. And so it is a daily risk, and what we observe in our daily consulting practice is that small and medium-sized enterprises sometimes underestimate these risks and simply think it can't happen here, or we have everything under control. And we think that's also quite dangerous, because we saw in a recent study of the University St. Gallen from the year 2011 that per annum around 1,500 cases happen where managers of these companies are taken to court. And the most surprising outcome was for us that around 75% of these cases end up with a conviction or an equation settlement to the charges of these managers.
What would be an international comparison for this? Is Switzerland a special case in this? Is the number the same in other international?
We can possibly compare Switzerland with Germany in this case. If you regard the perspective of the board level, then you see that in Switzerland cases are proportionally higher than in Germany. And the reason for this is that the responsibility level of board members in Switzerland is extending broader than in Germany. And for us, that's the main reason which drives the higher figure there. But then if you go to the level of the executives, then you see that it's not only referring to Switzerland and Germany, we see it all over Europe, that cases and figures rise up. And we think that the driver of this effect is the sense of entitlement of shareholders and also investors. And this development is mainly driven by developments in the US and in the UK.
Mm-hmm. So if we talk about future developments, what do you see in terms of how much risk companies have to take, and also what pressure they are faced with in the current competition?
Yeah, generally the main driver for this development is the readiness, from our point of view, of managers to take on more risk, which is of course connected with the just mentioned effect that shareholders and investors put more pressure on managers in order to gain more profit. So this is connected with each other, and then you see also a macroeconomic impact of the global competition, which is getting harder, and that gives rise to the speculation that also in future this type of risks will increase.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Starke, for being here today and sharing this information with us.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching. This is the first part of a 3-part series interview about D&O liability. You find also this interview and others on the website of Dukascopy TV. Have a great day and see you next time.